I went there. First day I went there, I wanted shawarma. Yeah. I'm sure by now, reception. I didn't want anybody to give me my money back or give me a free one. No, I just wanted an apology that felt like you meant it. But no, I didn't get that. I got lots of excuses and I walked away. Next time I went there, I ordered ice cream and they gave me ice cream, but the ice cream was drawy. It was bad. Again, I complained. And I still got a very sarcastic, anyhow, lackadaisical response. I was like, okay. So the third time my friends were like, oh, let's go to this place. I was like, I don't want to go there. But they insisted. They were like, oh, it's close, and their food is good, according to my friends. I was like, okay, fine, let's go have your food. So we went there. I didn't want to eat food because every time I tried to eat something that was a snack, wasn't good. I didn't want to risk putting the food in my. So I ordered meat pie.
Okay.
And it was badly made. It wasn't stale. It was just terribly put together. It wasn't good meat pie at all. And
these people ain't supposed to be in business.
As soon as that third one happened, back to back, I had 3 terrible experiences in one place back to back. I cut it off. Now, it happened in a city where I had a level of influence as to where people eat. A lot of people will call me, oh, I'm looking for where do I get the best pizza? Where do I get the best ice cream? Where do I get the best isiawu or whatever it is? Because I have a reputation with food and I do like to eat out. And guess what? I would always say, no, don't go there. It's the first thing I would say. You don't have to pay me for the PR. Look, you don't know what you're doing to your business. You don't know what you're losing when you are not when you're not giving good services. You don't know who it is you're turning back. And trust me, everybody that walks through the door or calls your phone or is interested in your business, every single person is an integral part of your business.
Exactly.
Because they are going to tell another person, it was good here.
It's just like they say, a tree cannot make a forest, but
Absolutely.
it contributes in making a forest.
Absolutely.
So very, very key.
Absolutely. Just to, another example, there was another place I went to. They actually reached out to me to come try out their food.
Okay.
So whatever service I got that day, I didn't pay attention to it because I was like, you guys will do a little too much because I could make one bad tweet.
Feedback.
Exactly, one terrible tweet and that's it. And they were new. But guess what? The food was good.
Okay.
The food was really good, especially their chicken. I can still remember how tasty and juicy their chicken was. Guess what?
What happened?
Their place is very far from my house. So say, for example, I live in Garki and their shop is somewhere in Kubwa. I would still go the entire way to buy it. And I'll always tell my friends, look, these people deliver. Just let them deliver to you or just go. It's worth the journey. Guess what? My friends will tell their friends. Their friends will tell their friends. It's going to keep going like that. Everybody is going to start to believe in that brand simply because they have good service. And it's not just the food. It's not just the quality of the food. There's also the quality of the service that is given. They actually know how to treat their customers. I don't know if you feel me. So if you have good service, you're going to have them, you're going to have loyalty. And having loyalty is very, very important, especially when it comes to having a turnover. Because you have the same people coming back over and over again. Get it? You build your business base. Okay, I think I've flogged that enough. Let's get into the business proper. Here are a number of tips that we have that you could use to grow a successful business. You want to start, Alio?
Yeah, you have to be organized. That is the
Okay.
first thing you have to. Although, certainly, I'm not going to talk about research too much because you've already started your business. I assume you've already carried out your research. You know what you want, what your business entails. But we're just trying to tell you how you can really, really sustain the business, how your business can grow bigger and be successful. Not theoretically alone, but practically proven. All right, you have to get your business well organized. Yourself have to be organized. To achieve business success, you need to be organized. It will help you complete tasks and stay on top of things to be done. A good way to be organized is to create a to-do list each day. As you complete each item, check it off your list. This will ensure that you are not forgetting anything and completing all the tasks that are essential to the survival of your business. It is very key.
A whole lot of people underestimate the power of having a to-do list. I personally have an app on my phone. Every night it reminds me, like there's a reminder, it will come on it will remind me every night to fill my to-do for the next day. And when I'm done with it, and I fill them with time. I give myself time. By this time I should have been done with this. And then when the time comes, my alarm goes off again to ask me how far have you done it. If I haven't, I'll add the amount of time I need to do it. I maybe 15 more minutes or 30 more minutes. Give yourself grace, go through it, but hold yourself accountable. I think we spoke about this on Friday. The power of holding yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable for what you have said you're going to do. When you have a to-do list, it helps you to stay. This is not a word in the dictionary. It's a word that one of the coaches I follow uses, indistractable. It helps you to stay indistractable. You can't.
You stay within line.
Yes, you stay in line, because trust me, we live in a world that you can easily get distracted. Social media, oh my god. I can't be the only person that suffers from that. I pick up my phone and I'm like, I need to check some messages on Instagram, and before you know it, I'm scrolling videos and I'm smiling, chasing dopamine. No, stay focused.
Another thing is that one good advantage of having a to-do list is for sure that at times some things might pop up on your head, or you want to do something, you said, okay, no, later on I will do this, or I have to do this. But if you don't have a to-do list where you just write some of those things there, you may be deceiving yourself, or at times not necessarily deceiving yourself. You feel that no, you're capable enough to remember all of these things, but there are a lot of unforeseen events that happens that overtake those thoughts that you already have. You never remember. By the time you remember, sometimes it's too late, and it already has a ripple effect on your business, on your life. So it is very essential for you to have a to-do list so that you don't go off track. Even if you have other events that come up unplanned, unexpectedly, you already know that, okay, you can adjust very easily. You just adjust seamlessly.
I mean, when those things come up, what I would like to tell, because there are a lot of things that seem important in the moment, that if I don't do this now, I can't get my goal. I can't get to my goal at the end of the day. But you find out that those things are just taking you off course of what you actually need to achieve. So what I do is I write down those things as well. I schedule time for that. You would realize that when you now come and look at it later, it's like, I don't really need to do this anymore. It was just going to take your attention off what you really need to do. So make sure whatever you need to do should be on your schedule. It makes you more productive. So get organized, okay? Never forget this tip. It is very, very important. Now, another one is keep detailed records. Every successful business keeps detailed records. By doing so, you will know where the business stands financially and what potential challenges you could be facing. Just knowing this gives you enough time to create strategies to overcome those challenges. Now, most businesses are choosing to keep two sets of records, one physical and one in the cloud. That's, you save it to maybe your iCloud, or you save it to your Google
account.
Yeah, your Google storage. I think that's what you call it. Yeah.
It's
so
also
you
on
say
the cloud.
It's also in the cloud.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, by having records that are constantly uploaded and backed up, a business no longer has to worry about losing their data. The physical record exists as a backup, but more often than not, it is used to ensure that the other information is correct. So it's okay to keep two records. Keep one in the cloud so that you can always have access to it, and then keep another one physically. Advantage of that is you know what is coming in and going out. And when we say keep record of everything. Everything. You need to business, that's why we tell you business is not easy. Keep record. Did you use one extra? I know someone that owns, sorry, I'm going back to food businesses because that's what I'm very, very...
Chinwe is a foodie.
Okay, great. Now it has been said. Let's move on. I know someone that runs a food business, and I learned this from her. She doesn't use even yaji that is for her business. She won't just sprinkle it on her food that she's going to eat. She will write it down, and she'll have to buy it and replace it, or she'll pay for it. That is how meticulous you should be with your record keeping to know every single thing. Nothing is too small because everything is part of your business. Everything in the end is going to contribute to how much you're putting in the business, or how much you're not, or how much you're losing, how much profit you're making, and
if
how much
we
you're
were to
not.
go a bit technical this time around, we'll look at something in accounting called entity concept.
Okay.
It says that every as all the asset, liability, income, and what have you of a business is separate and distinct from that of the owner of the business.
Yes.
That you should maintain the life. The business has its own life. You as the owner
You
have
have
your
your
own
own life.
separate life. So
Absolutely.
you should not meddle the two. You should not mix the two. Make sure that your records, your personal record, is separate from that of the business. And you know that is one of the killer, biggest killer of small micro SMEs, small medium enterprises, or sole proprietorship, where you have your business, you run your business, that you cannot even differentiate between your life and that of the business. That is one of the biggest killer. People tend to eat up from their profit. Sometimes they even eat from their expected profit.
Yes.
They have not gotten
You've
the
not
profit
gotten, you
yet,
spend
but
in
they say,
advance.
okay, since I'm expecting this, let me
When
just
it
take
comes,
this
I'll
amount.
take it
If
out.
I will replace it when this amount comes, and sometimes the profit doesn't even come. You discover that you are eating up your capital, and that is why in accounting, once if you are treating drawings means the money that the owner of the business takes for personal use, not for the business. You charge your drawings directly to your capital. You don't even charge it to your profit. It reduces the amount of your capital.
Yeah.
That is how it's being charged. That is for you to understand how dangerous it is for you to just make withdrawals from your business without following the due process.
And you know, it's really, really funny how a lot of small, medium businesses and enterprises don't have separate accounts for their business. That's something that I was very guilty of for a very long period of time. After I started my company, I would always receive, because I'm like, it's just small contracts that are coming in here and there. Until one time, a friend of mine was going to give my company a a contract to execute, and he said, well, we're not going to pay an account that is not the name of the business.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, you're just being difficult. He said, no, you need to
That's
learn
the
this
standard.
now. You need to learn it now. So how do you keep your books? I was like, keep my books? He's like, yeah. How do you know when you're breaking even? That's when I realized I wasn't even treating my business as a business. I was just running it. I was like, oh yeah, we have work. Oh yeah, let's work. Oh, they've paid. Oh yeah, let's pay everybody. Let's go. I don't know if you get it. I was just running it. But he said, no, how do you know you've broken even? How much? In fact, he sat me down and said, how much have you invested in this business so far? I was like, I don't know. I think I got my equipment for about. He said, for about. I
You
know.
have to be specific.
And that is someone, that particular person is someone that he owns multiple businesses, and they're not, okay, let's say maybe on medium scale. I'm like extremely small scale. And he said, I know how much I have invested in every single business that I own. And you own just this tiny little thing, and you don't know any, and you intend to grow in business. And that was when I knew that, oh, business is serious business.
That is being prudent.
Yes. And then I had to go get a company account. I now had to get books to start keeping record. I had to get receipts. I had to get invoices. I had to, so that I can now start keeping track. Oh, this at the end of the year, we've been able to do this. We've been able to, and I have you. It will amaze you how it grew the business. You start to realize, oh, this is, I can do better here.
Yeah.
If I do better here, I can earn more here. You become more, like you said, prudent with your business. Business is strong. It's very serious business. It's not just, oh, I don't want to work for my Oga. I don't want to say yes, sir. I want to go for Monday meeting. When you own a business, you're not the only Monday meeting. You're doing meeting every time with yourself. You'll be talking to yourself. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Next, you need to analyze your competition.
Very key.
Very, very important. Look at two businesses before we get into it, into the sub I just mentioned. Two businesses that we know, two popular businesses that we know that have been competing with each other for decades. Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Look at the journey of those two brands. Look at how they work. Look at how those two soda companies come against each other every time they work back to back. It's like this one is doing this one is doing their own too. The other one is doing theirs. The other, look, competition breeds the best results.
Yeah, certainly.
And you can see that these two companies over the past couple of years, you can see how they've been growing. We made an example with them, I think, a couple of weeks ago or episodes ago, when we said that those companies, as big as they are, still advertise when we're talking about advertising. And you can see how they are competing, not even in a bad way. Let's use football, for example.
Yeah.
Messi and
Ronaldo.
And look at how far the two of them have gone.
They've been
Simply
pushing
because
each
of
other.
thank you. They say it themselves.
Yeah.
They've been pushing each other. To be successful, you can't be afraid to study and learn from your competitors. After all, they may be doing something right that you can implement in your business and make more money. Now, we are not saying you should leave your business and go and be studying your competition. You sit down and be looking at them. No. But every once in a while, it's okay for you to look at how you analyze your competition, because it will vary between sectors. If you're a restaurant owner, you may simply be able to dine at your competitors' restaurants. Ask other customers what they think and gain information that way. However, you could be a company with much more limited access to your competitors, such as maybe if you're a chemical company or something like that. In that case, you would work with a business professional, an accountant, to get over not just what the business presents to the world, but any financial information you may be able to get on the company as well. Now, that's where in this in competition, investment comes in, because there are things you have to invest in. You might have to invest in having to sit in another restaurant just to see their service and maybe try out their food. You know, that's money.
And another benefit of you studying from your competitor is that, aside you looking at what they're doing so that you may also improve your own, you may discover something they are doing wrongly that you can also capitalize on and take away their customers. That is one thing we should also know, because you have to look at your packaging, your branding, your advertisement. All of those things are what you should look. Especially in entrepreneurship, you discover that you're trying to solve a particular problem, even though some will tell you, is there any problem that doesn't have solution on this earth? It's just that what you do differently from what another person does is what attracts the market for you.
Absolutely.
For instance, I sell pen. If you come to buy pen from me and you sell same price, for instance, I sell 10 naira, you sell 10 naira. If a customer will come, he may want to look at other factors that will want him or her to patronize you or myself. Then I say, okay, I'm going to be selling my own for 9 naira. Certainly, I'm going to attract the customers away from you because I've studied the competition. I know the pricing policy that works in the market. I'm able to make sure that I attract the customers, and by so doing, I get more turnover. And so also, you look at your branding. Okay, this person's product design is a bit dull. I think if I add this color, or you look for seek for the services of someone who does this better. You look at the coloring and say, no, I can do a better poster or a sticker for this business, or I can do a better container that can attract more customers.
So I could even rebrand.
Rebrand
I see a lot of businesses being so afraid to rebrand and to try something new. It's okay if you tell yourself, oh, this style that I've been using is out of fashion. I need to update it a little bit. I need to go with the trend a little bit. And again, I see a lot of brands making the mistake of being overdoing the trend thing. It's not every trend as if I don't want to mention the name of a company. There's a particular company, they advertise on Airport Road. They have a very large billboard. They jump on every trend, every single trend. Some of them very admirable. Others you're like, don't. Okay, so you need to know where to stop, and there are experts that can help your business with this. There are experts that can tell you, oh, okay, this trend is a very beautiful trend for your business to jump on. And then while you're doing that, be careful, because some trends are copyrighted. We had a situation where we had some content creators that were used for different by different brands without their permission, and they got sued.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. Let's be careful with the way
legal
that we do
implication
these
is-
things.
yeah.
Yes, so we don't go and end up in trouble.
All right, let's also look at this. Understand the risk and rewards. The key to being successful is taking the calculated risks to help your business grow. A good question to ask is, what is the downside? If you can answer this question, then you know what the worst case scenario is. This knowledge will allow you to take the kind of calculated risk that can generate tremendous reward. You know, they say entrepreneurs are risk takers. Then you have to also know what calculated risk is all about, because there is difference between risk and uncertainty. You don't just go
Yeah.
ahead and dive into a particular business, and how would you know that you're going to be taking a calculated risk? You remember at the beginning I said I don't want to dive into research, but we just have to be bringing it intermittently. What we discuss, we have to talk about the research and how essential research is in business or in everything you do generally in life. Research is very key, because if you research, you equip yourself, you arm yourself with the necessary information to use or to apply for that business to thrive. That by so doing, it helps you to take calculated risk, because you already know that if at all I adopt this particular business model, this is what I'm going to encounter. Yes, there's a possibility of risk. Even they say in school, you don't need to score 100 before you get an A. From
Absolutely.
70, you get an A. There's 30 marks margin of safety or margin of error, whatever way you call it. That is it. So by the time you have enough information about what you are venturing into, then you'll be able to take calculated risk. This is not uncertainty. Uncertainty, you just move into something you have no knowledge, or you don't even know what the outcome might be. You can't even predict the outcome. You just go
let's try it.
carelessly or recklessly. But this time around, you make your research well.
And
it helps you to know the risk and reward involved in that particular business.
absolutely. That's why you see a lot of people start businesses they don't know so much about. They don't know nothing about actually. They just see, everybody's making profit out
Let's
of this thing.
join
Let's
the
join and do
bandwagon.
it. Then your money will go. Then you're in trouble. Then you don't know how to come out of it. Then you've lost money. Then you're discouraged. Then you're back to saying, oh, nothing is working. No, sometimes you just need to calm down and learn what is important, what is involved.
And talking about learning, we just have to continue to revert you back. We'll continue to refer you to YouTube, because something happened over the weekend. I was just going through some stuff because I'm trying to engage in something productive, probably in the next couple of months, and I was carrying out a research on it. I was looking at the option of make or buy. Should I buy this thing, or I should just produce it? So from there I also went ahead to study some of the things I need in the business that ordinarily, before now, if I sit with you and give you some information about the business idea, you'll be like, wow, this guy had really done some good research concerning this business. But it will shock you that yesterday, when I went through some videos, I was like, whoa, I never knew that. I've not gotten anywhere near where I should be because of this business. What I'm saying essentially here is that we constantly have to research. We constantly have to develop ourselves, because there are new trends, just like you said earlier on, there are new trends coming up, so that you just stay within the you don't get run out of the business.
Yes, because being outdated is very easy, especially now we're in a very fast-paced time.
AI is taking over the world.
Things are just coming and going. Literally, that's what's happening. Before you get used to one, another one has come. Before you need to be updated. At the same time, you need to learn consistency. So that would mean you need to know the difference between what you should jump on and what you should avoid.
Certainly.
You can't just jump on every trend, but at the same time be updated, be in the know of it. When you know it, then you'll be able to calculate the risk and reward.
Especially the trend in your own business, that line of business that you're in.
Absolutely.
Make sure you know the trend there.
All right, up next, you can be creative, okay? Always look out for ways to improve your business and make it stand from the competition. Recognize that you don't know everything, and be open to new ideas and different approaches to your business, okay? Now, there are many outlets that may lead to additional revenues. There are so many of them now. There are companies that started out as, I think this one I can mention, Amazon. They started out as a bookseller and they grew into an e-commerce giant, okay? Now, not a lot of people expected that one of the major ways that they make their money is through web service division. Okay, now the division did so well when Jeff Bezos stepped down as CEO and the head of Amazon Web Services was named the new CEO. It's okay to not. I see a lot of people wanting to be CEO of something that is not even an enterprise. Let's not get into that. We would find an entire episode to deal with it because it's so deep. It's about, like Aliu said earlier, the life of the business and the life of the business owner are two different things.
Yeah.
You can be business owner and creative director. Another person is your CEO. Like I said, that's a conversation for another day. Just be creative. Look for ways that you can, you have to get into yourself. That's why we say when you're choosing a business, choose one that resonates with your person. One that your personality can easily fall into in a way when you're choosing a business. Okay, that's like very, very, very important for us to do. Okay, and I think we can't overemphasize the power of figuring out the trends, because take for example what we use now, Amazon. They were a bookstore. They were selling only books. After a while they realized, oh, if we can actually sell books to people online, we can sell other things. And then
same thing happened with Alibaba when he was sharing his experience. Jack Ma sharing his experience. Same thing happened. Started with particular brand, later on expanding to this and that. Our own Dangote, Aliko Dangote, started with a particular brand, but now look at how he ventured into so many things. So that's how you grow your business gradually,
slowly and steadily, but at the same time make sure to invent and reinvent yourself, reinvent your brand. Always don't be afraid of rebranding. Don't come and be doing it every other time.
Stay relevant in the business.
Stay relevant in the business. Absolutely. Okay, now let's look at staying focused. Now, there is an old saying that says Rome was not built in a day. I remember when I was younger, my mom would say it, and I'm always like, duh, of course, it can't be built in a day. As I grew up, I started to realize what she meant. You can't do everything in one day. Okay, just because you open a business doesn't mean you're immediately going to start making profits.
Certainly
it's going to take time for people to know who you are. So stay focused on achieving your short-term goals. I'm going to give you an example. When I moved into Abuja, I was looking forward to I didn't know, like, I was like, okay, I need like something else to do. And someone said, oh, you could keep reposting this thing that I do, and you just might get someone. And I posted for like 2-3 days. I was like, I'm done doing this. But I told myself, no, nobody knows me. Nobody would have guessed I would ever want to venture into this thing. So what do? Keep posting. And I kept doing it, and I think I made a very successful sale after like 2 or 3 months. No, almost 3 months. After like 2 months, we made one sale. And I was like, oh, great. And then now I have people messaging me like, oh, I'm looking for, even in other places. I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what I can do. And that just tells me that, consistency is the cheat code. You have to stay consistent. You have to stay focused on it. You just have to keep doing it until carry your business on your head. Carry it on your head like Tai Gomo. That thing that they used to put, our mothers used to put before they carry water or heavy stuff on their head. You put it and you carry it with your full chest. When you meet people, introduce yourself with what you do. Let them have it at the back of their minds, okay? So just stay consistent and keep being there, okay? Many small business owners don't even see a profit for a few years while they use their revenues to recoup investment costs. I think this is one of the reasons why we are not, in the last episode did not really advise that anybody takes up a loan to start up a business. It's better you use it to grow, to expand the business. But if you want to start a business, I think it's okay to use your own funds because of this reason. Okay. Now, when you're using your revenues to recoup investment costs, it's usually called being in the red. And when you're profitable and you make more than you can spend to cover debts and payroll, it's now being called being in the black. Okay. Now, that being said, if the business is not turning a profit after a substantial period of time, it's worth looking into whether there are issues with the product or the service, if the market still exists, and other possible issues that might slow or halt the business growth. So it's okay to go back and look at it, reevaluate your choices. There are some things that used to be good business before, but another invention came and took them out of business. For example, even though it's still good business now, depends on where you are, is selling of airtime. Very few people now buy vouchers, but there was a time that was the thing. You can't recharge your phone without vouchers. Now people can just go on their phones and get their vouchers. So we need to be very you have to keep reevaluating to know if you're in the right business.
Yeah, certainly. And another key point that you should also know is prepare to make sacrifices. Yes, you have to be ready, willing, and able to take or to make sacrifices, because the lead up to starting a business is hard work. But after you open your doors, your work has just begun. In cases, you have to put in more time than you would if you were working for someone else. That is very, very key. You should know that, which may mean spending less time with family and friends to be successful, even though sometimes family and friends tend to not understand with you, but you just have to make them
Trust
understand.
me, when you make money, they
reason.
will understand.
They
will.
The idea that there is no weekend and no vacations for business owners might ring true of those who are committed to making their business work. There is nothing wrong with full-time employment, and some business owners underestimate the true cost of the sacrifices that are required to start and maintain a profitable business. Hard work is very key. Don't believe in luck. You understand? Believe in hard work. Stop trying to rush the process or searching for shortcuts, because there is none. And don't only work hard, but work smart.
Absolutely. That's very important. A lot of us don't want to grow. We just want to keep working hard. I'll give you an example. A lot of people will say, what do you mean by work smart as opposed to work hard? Say you have a farm and there's a way for you to get a tractor, but no, you're choosing to till the ground with your hand. That's working hard. Using a tractor is working smart. You get more work done with
make or buy decision is also one of it. Something that, for instance, we have a poultry farm. You have the option of either making your feed, milling your feed yourself when you have the constituents, all the materials, the ingredients needed, and you can do it. Then you decide to go buy. You look at the cost. You do cost analysis. You discover that buying is more expensive than making, so you just make. But if you feel buying is cheaper, then you go buy.
Absolutely.
So it's just smart decision making.
Yes.
You have to work hard and you also work smart.
I mean, we spoke about running a laundry business, so you can afford at a time to buy a machine, an industrial washing machine, but you choose to wash with your hands.
Even though you have the ability,
you have the
to buy,
capacity to actually get one. So, I mean, these are the things that you can look at. Okay, let's know which is, but then know this: you cannot escape it. You're going to make sacrifices. You're going to sacrifice weekends. You're going to sacrifice vacations. You're going to sacrifice food, eating out, luxury. You're going to sacrifice so much because your business is basically, you've heard a lot of people say, this is my baby. That's what a business is.
All right, you have to also provide great service. That is one thing that I know for sure. Chinwe has been reiterating over and over and over again on this platform. Whenever we come up to talk business around town, she always talk about service, because you have to be ready. There are many businesses that forget that providing great customer service is important. If you provide better service for your customers, they will be more inclined to come to you the next time they need something instead of going to your competition. It is very, very key. In today's hyper-competitive business environment, often the differentiating factor between successful and unsuccessful businesses, in quote and unquote, is the level of service that the business provides. This is where the saying undersell and over deliver yeah, thank you, comes in, and savvy business owners would be wise to follow it.
Absolutely. And when we are saying deliver good service, when you eventually start to have staff, invest in training your staff. I think I've said this. Train your staff. Some of you have beautiful businesses, beautiful service, beautiful products, beautiful ambience. Everything is great. Your customer service is not. It's completely terrible. And that is why your business might just not be growing.
And you, as a sales rep or as a business owner, you should understand something, that every customer is quite different, with different personality, different character, different behavior. At times, you may have a customer that may be rude. Yes, we know that some customers can be that rude, but you just have to know how to control yourself, because they are there to patronize your business. Some will tell you that some customers, I don't take this S from this customer because of their excesses and this and that. Yeah, you may have a bad encounter with a particular customer, but as soon as that customer leaves, make sure that you start afresh. The next person you're going to attend to, don't just have that ill feelings that you're still sad because of the encounter you had with the earlier customer. That previous customer has gone. This is a new person.
Absolutely.
And you, at times, if you transfer the aggression or the feelings that you already have from the previous customer to the next customer, it affects your business negatively. So you have to maintain a library of these things operate.
Absolutely. Next, after providing great service, is consistency, because it is key. It is the key component to making money in business. You have to keep doing what is necessary to be successful, day in and day out. It will create long-term positive habits that will help you make money in the long run. There are some supermarket stores in the in Abuja, for example, that I know that if I wake up at 1 a.m. and I go there, they're going to be open. No matter the day or the time, I know they're going to be open.
Yeah.
There are stores in your neighborhood. There are stalls that you know that person is going to be there in the morning. You will even make your plan with them being there, because you can count on them to be consistent.
Of course.
Then how would you now feel if there's an Akara woman in your area? She will open for 5 days, then she'll not open one day, then she'll come. You will not even bank on her. She won't be making sales. Nobody thinks she's serious.
Because maybe you have to trek from your estate to the junction before you patronize her, and you've attempted to go by. You discover that she's not there. You'll be like, the next time you want to buy, but you still be doubting, would this woman be actually around? Is she out or not? By so doing, you tend to lose your customers. And don't forget that being consistency is one thing that change average into excellence.
Absolutely.
If you keep doing, you keep getting better at it, and you become master at it, so that you retain your customers. Because if there are competition, they may come, and your excellence will speak for you. It will stand for you. It will sell for you.
Absolutely.
In your absence, that is what speak for you.
Absolutely. And I just talked about like Akara woman, because this is a shout out to every woman that makes Akara out there. You are very important to our lives. Don't be taking breaks that you'll not be coming out. It's very painful. I mean, you don't understand how valuable you are to us. It's very hurting that, some of us, we plan what we want to eat like 2 days before. You're like, next tomorrow it will be a very good day to eat akara. Then you go there and she's
akara with pap.
You get, and you go there and she's not there.
We are used to it.
Don't take it away from us. You get, just always show up. We love you. Thank you very much. What is the fastest way for a business to grow? Businesses will grow at their own rates, okay? And many times this is out of the control of the business owner or the workers. However, there are some aspects to running lean that may help a business grow quickly, such as focusing on a small production line, scaling up instead of scaling down, and providing some sort of obvious edge over your competitors. Make sure that whoever is coming to your business is saying the reason why you should be their choice, okay? How do you increase your sales? Increasing your sales can come from few different places. You can increase advertising expenditures where it has proven effect, offer referrals from existing clients, build a direct to customer email list, and others. Now, a lot of people underestimate the power of having an email marketing list. Is it can be very efficient if used right. Learn other ways of advertising that wouldn't cost you so much money. There are so many of them. You have social media. Ask people to be sharing for you, but don't spam people. If you spam people, they will get tired.
Yeah,
that's the truth. Okay, now what makes a startup successful? Business success is a difficult concept to quantify. But if it means generating returns for your stakeholders, startups can be an excellent way to deliver returns. The best startups have a good product or service that is scalable. The startup can pivot quickly, understand the market and its financial situation, and is ready to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves, which is very important. You need to be ready whenever an opportunity pops up. Okay, in the bottom line, approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of being open, 49% during the first 5 years, and 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to 15 years or more. If you want to be among that 25%, you have to pay rigorous attention to the tips that we just gave. That's like just a good start. There is like so much more, but most certainly not exhaustive. Now, being a business owner means that you have to be in a state of constant learning and adapting. Okay, so let us have that at the back of our
Adaptation
minds.
is very key, and also you have to be disciplined, because they say discipline, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. You know, there are days that you feel like I don't want to do this, but the discipline in you will also make you to stand up, leave your comfort zone, and go do it.
I'll give an example with working out. If you're someone that has a fitness journey, you would understand there are days you just don't want to hit the gym, you don't want to jog, but there's something you would notice when you start. Give it 5 minutes, 7 minutes, you start to be glad you went out. You start to feel better about it. So start. Your body was configured for relaxing, but you can't relax and keep relaxing. You get it now.
Don't forget, opportunities on transit. Do well to be prepared so that
for
whenever
it
comes, you are ready.
Now, if you've started a business and you feel like, oh my God, this isn't working, I want to close it down, think again. Okay? These are very hard and perilous times. Let's be honest with ourselves. Give yourself some grace. Especially when you know you're doing everything you should be doing. Then keep doing it. Okay, just keep doing. You can't start a journey and say, oh, I've been driving since I've not reached the destination, so I'll stop in the middle of the road. You're never going to reach. So keep going. As far as you know you're going in the right direction, because no matter how far you've gone in the wrong direction, you can never get to your destination. So we have to be sure that you're going in the right direction. That being said, Aliu,
we call it a wrap today on Business Around Town, and I hope that what we discussed today will certainly spur you to action and make sure you improve on your business mindset, your business methodology, and anything that has to do with your business.
Of course, tomorrow we'll bring another edition to you with, let's see what comes up tomorrow. I don't want to get the cat out of the bag
just yet.
It's Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. Our programs continue. Please stay with us.